Hi, everyone. It's me. How are you? Welcome. Thank you all for coming to my book release. Have to go. Oh, I got to put the live chat on. If you haven't put the live chat on, make sure you do that. Okay. So, hello, Chip. Hello, Gladiator, Mad Max, Drumans. Hello. I know I'm going to have earlier lives. Hey, Red Rider. Hi, John. Hi, Ghost. Hi, Y9 Power. Oh, hi, Carrie. Cosmic Beat. Hello, welcome. Thank you, Y9 Power. That's very nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. Well, it certainly sucks that they're all getting the plastic surgery on their faces, and it's just doing horrible things. Hey, Kev. Hey, George. Hi, Darren. Hi, Genuine. Hey. Nice to see you too. I think that has to do with influence in Hollywood, though. People probably tell them, oh, yeah, it'll look really good, and then you end up looking like Madonna. Yeah, I'm excited. Well, hang on, I just got to fix this piece of hair. There we go. Okay. I'm going to keep looking at it. It was like sticking out like an alfalfa, or it was over here. Okay. Hello. Hello, James. Welcome. Hi, Gladiator. Nice to see you. I have my hair out today. Okay. So thank you, everybody, again. And tonight, so I'm just going to go out and tell you, my book had some issues getting uploaded to Amazon. So you'll probably most likely be able to buy it in the morning. Yes, I am Canadian, and I am well, thank you. I had a heck of a time getting it uploaded. So we're going to talk about the process of how I got to, yeah. Well, it's not the end of the world, right? It was just that the program I used ended up expiring, and then it put a watermark on it, and I couldn't get it off. And then I tried to, yeah, it was not as easy as I thought. But, we got it done. So at least, it'll be ready by tomorrow morning. Hi, Lou. Thank you. Okay. So it was last year in June of 2023 that I released this book originally. And then I took it down. Hi, John. Hi, Comley. Thank you very much. Thank you. So yeah, I released it originally. And then I ended up taking it down due to, going through like an episode of self-sabotage and thinking that nobody would care and no one would buy it. And, that people wouldn't think it was any good. All of those negative things that, sometimes we fall into. Oh, thank you. I miss you guys too. So now I'm doing it again. And it's been a little bit revised. Made a little bit better, in my opinion. But it still looks the same. It looks like this. It's called Seek and Ye Shall Find the Gateway. Past Lives and Soul School. The whole title wouldn't fit on the cover, unfortunately. So the whole title is actually Past Lives, Lucid Dreams, and Soul School. So this copy here is only, I think, 123 pages. And the updated version is, I think, 139. So it's been upgraded quite well. Yes, and there are hand-drawn illustrations by me. It goes in 3 parts. I figure what I'll do is I will just read the table of contents, and I have the updated table of contents. It may not be perfect in the actual version. I tried my best, but with everything, the PDF switching around pages and me having to fix it, so it may not be perfect, but it's pretty good. Thank you very much for your compliments. Okay, so my stupid mouse. If you hear that noise, that's my mouse dying up and down. I really need a new setup. So in the table of contents, in part 1, we have the beginning. We have from dark to light and reincarnation cycles. And then we have who are you, where are you, and where are you going? Then we have we should talk about my past life. These are chapters, well, different units that, and I tried to go in the table of contents as they go in the book. So we should talk about my past life. Then the prison planet, prison plane, question mark, 15. Welcome to outer space. Gary McKinnon, The Globe Lie. Book recommendations. I've got 2 different pages where that is, on page 17 and 134. Then I have The Outer Space Police. What is Soul School? Who is Source? There's a part about Jacob's Ladder. The Dark Brotherhood is the last part of part 1. I go into secret societies and different things like that, just a little bit. I just touch on it a bit. And then in part 2, it goes into lucid dreams. I'm just going to check the chat. I have it down. Hey, Stony, it's okay if you're late. There is some stuff about aliens. We're going to get there. Extraterrestrials, yeah. Yeah. Well, like I said in my video there, I was like, God, what should I call my book? And then I heard it inside, because I clearly don't talk like that. Seek and ye shall find the gateway. And I'm like, yeah, okay. That's a perfect title. So, and, oh, right. I forgot to read the back. Meaning of last name. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, I did. Like Rapunzel. I was cleaning in my old building once. I just volunteered to clean, and I was vacuuming the hallways. There will be. Okay, so if you're late, you missed it. I uploaded it, but now Amazon has to publish the updated manuscript for my book. I had a heck of a time getting it uploaded. I couldn't get the watermark that the program I used put on it. It was a nightmare. It was so stressful for me, because I really wanted it to be out for this, and I didn't want to rechange the date, because it's already been some time since I've come to hang out with you guys. And, I was like, well, I could do that, but then I didn't want to let everybody down that made time to come out to see me tonight. So, now I forget what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. And so I was vacuuming in the hallway, and there was a little old lady. She's really small. She's so cute, and she's got a Ukrainian accent. And she comes out, she goes, "Oh, it's you." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's me." And so we were chit-chatting for a few minutes. She told me, this was during COVID, and she goes, "I'm going to get my haircut tomorrow." And then I was like, "Oh yeah, that must be nice, going out to, have a haircut and have a nice day out, whatever." And she's like, "Yeah." And she said, "Are you ever going to cut your hair?" And I said, "No, I don't think so." And she goes, "Why?" And I was like, "Well," and I put my hand on the vacuum. I'm like, well, ma'am, I said, what happens if I get kidnapped and thrown into a tower? I was like, I could just throw my braid out the window and escape. And she looks at me for a second because she doesn't know how to take it, right? And then she bursts out laughing and she goes, oh, Rapunzel. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll throw my hair out the window and escape. Yes. So I did use Kindle Direct Publishing. That's how I was going to talk. I'm all over the place tonight. Let me just read the back so I can tell you exactly what my book is about, because what the back of the book says is exactly what the book is. So it says, this is my book. It says, this is a story of a soul ascending through the stages of initiation, from dark to light. It's a collection of stories of lucid dreams, past life memories, and experiences from other dimensions of reality. This book contains keys on how you can ascend through the fourth dimension and into the fifth and beyond. This book is intended to assist you in your initiation, and it's also a way for me to release the burden this has all been on my heart, mind, and soul. You have sought out this gateway. Seek, and ye shall find. May you walk on this path, and with the power of unconditional love, I wish you luck and send you my blessings. Travel well, fellow soul, and create yourself with great care. Hi, William. Welcome. Thanks, Chris. Nah, my next book is going to be about Mortal Kombat 2 fatalities and other finishing moves. That's for sure. That's a book that needs to be written. Thank you. And then, so it's got a little picture of me over here. And then I wrote a little bit. I said, Lacey Jay Forbes was reincarnated from the Atlantean age, antediluvian age, into this age, the Alpha and Omega, here from the beginning to the end. As the great wheel turns, we all return to our source one day. No, the Men in Black have never been here. No. Well, the thing is, okay, so so now I have to finish. Let me finish the table of contents, and then we will talk about how I created my book on Kindle publishing and all that. So I'll go back over here. As above, so below. That's right, John. Thanks, Chris. Now where I'm at. Oh, happy 444. Thanks, Genuine. Hey, GH. Okay. So at some point, I am going to be reading the book on the channel. This book is also intended to help me improve my life and help me take care of myself and my kitty cats, you know. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go back to work or not, on my part, not on my job's part, on me. We can get into that in another day. Thank you very much. My hair is long. Hello, Mojave. Okay, so let's finish the table of contents, okay? Okay. So we went over part 1 and ended with the Dark Brotherhood, Jacob's Ladder and the Dark Brotherhood. And then in part 2, we have the Lucid Dreams part. Now, when I wrote these, a lot of these I initially wrote in the dream journal. I've talked about that. Here comes my gigantic cup. Hold on. Check this one out. Huge. And so what I did was I basically just copied what I had written down in the book. So they don't have like sensational titles or anything, but they explain what they are about. So, okay, so part 2, lucid dreams, fourth dimensional lucid dream experiences. So there's soul school and astral travel on 21. I'm not going to name all the pages, but we start at 21. And then we have the Black Puma. Then we have the Black Puma lady. It's the same like story continued, part 2. Then we have the lioness and the new apartment. And it's funny because I had this dream ever before I knew that I was going to have this apartment I live in now. They normally, and I can show you in other units because I did see the unit across the hall, and they have that light colored click clack flooring like I talk about in this experience. I've been dreaming certain things that happen in the future. I can't dream the future, and it's only my personal future about my life. But the lioness of the new apartment is that. It's about that one on page 24. And then I met 2 male dimensional beings that looked human, but they were higher dimensional beings, like what you would feel like angels would be like, but they didn't have wings or anything. And then there's the ABC room, which is a recurring dream that started in my childhood that has to do with being tested with thoughts and emotions, and that there were beings that I never saw, but I could telepathically feel them and hear their instruction. They were recurring, this one, the ABC room. And then there's the scariest lucid dream that I ever had, like astral lucid dream, that I ever had in my life. And it's still probably one of the scariest ones I've ever had to this day, where I woke up and I was just bawling my eyes out, and I ran all the way across the street to my friend Sarah's house. And I called her first, and I'm crying my eyes. She's like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I had the scariest dream of my life, you know?" And it's called The Dragon on the Beach. And then there's the clown and the spider, dimensional beings and dimensions, the Astro Lucid Dream from January 2022. Sometimes they don't have titles. The fancy garden gun I shot through the floor by mistake. Yep, that's about instant manifestation. The shadow bear in the closet, the dimensional shadow bear, and the mean outer space police, because this is one of the experiences where I encountered these people in the blue suits, and they were like these mediators, people in between, because clearly I had some lower dimensional entity stuff going on. And then there is the little lower dimensional being from the closet. I don't know why. James Bartley talks about how these beings portal or dimension into the closet because it's somewhere where people aren't, and I don't know. He does really good work on it. And then there is the test exam with others. This is pretty cool. So I had this dream a while ago, and I'm not sure those are other people. I'll have to tell you about it later because it spoils the surprise. So I want to go home right now. There's the story of the demon that was trying to get into my home, the weaver, the dimensional being, the spider being. That one wasn't a lucid dream. But, oh well, it's in there anyway. But I say that in the story, so you'll hear it in the story. Because the last part's more of like an information part. Okay, where was I? Okay, the weaver, the spider being on 43. The future vision, the lucid dreams of the ships, the UFOs in the sky, the dark green snake in my room, because that one where I seen the ships in the sky, I was in my bedroom in astral body and I saw myself sleeping in the bed. I'm like, what the fuck? And myself that was in the bed didn't see me standing there. It's so weird, but this all has to do with the spirit body and like, oh my goodness, connecting your different energetic bodies. I made a huge revelation about it, or epiphany, whatever. Okay. So the dark green snake. Oh, and then I talk about how My dog Dixie showed me she was a spirit in the spirit realm. Mr. Sweet Cheeks actually did that too after he passed, but it's not in the book. Oh, I threw a woman with black hair into a muddy river. Yep. The lucid dream where I threw a vacuum cleaner. Dreaming the future, the old woman who looked young. This was an event that happened. And it's like your subconscious trying to warn you, but it warns you in like a symbolic, cryptic way that you need to decipher. The dreams are a lot like that. But a lot of this is very personal to you and your own life. I'll do future video on that. So then there's the deep fryer and the bottle of bleach. Why would I have hairy legs in my lucid dream? I threw butter at a man with a large beer belly. They all have a purpose, I promise you. Running away from soul school. Being naked at school and there is a crocodile chasing me. Stealing a cake that was left alone at the office. Stealing in quotations. Animals in the fourth dimension spirit realm. My braid got cut off by a group of reptilians. That's one of the stories. Meeting dimensional beings, page 59. The demon with the burnt out eyes at the YMCA pool bathroom. The demon Debbie with the knife, which was black and blue in color the entire dream. Why do they call us the Watchers? Page 62. Every breath you take, I'll be watching you, by the police, 64. The cabin in the woods surrounded by half-human creatures, 65. And then finally, I saw a being of unknown origin in my room on January 15th, 2015. January 15th, 2015. There, I got it. And I don't think it's on page 66 anymore, but it wasn't intentional, but it did end up on page 66. And then part 3 is more of the information part, where I put, okay, so page 76, I talk about initiation, where you can read all of initiation in there. So it's been deleted off of the internet, off of Wikipedia, where I found it. And I realized that what Wikipedia is, and that there's, but it's just the fact of how it explains the different spiritual levels that we go through in soul school, these grades, okay? And the higher colleges and universities after we get out of the earth school. So it has it all here. Hang on, I have to see the thing. It's all here. In the revised version and here. Okay, no, I don't worship demons. See, here's the thing. Back then, people that were into this stuff, metaphysical, the spiritual realm, there's a lot of stuff that has to do with the Bible. Let there be light, the living waters, okay? This has to do with the Kundalini and the sacred secretion that goes up the spine, the Christ oil. So, and I take quotes from the Bible in my book, and I explain that a little bit to express this. It's been telling people for a long, long time, okay? So back in the day, when these alchemists and philosophers and people were getting into stuff like this, because there's much more. This life is so short. So they were trying to see, what else is out there. A lot of cultures throughout time have documented that there are different realms. 7 heavens, we've always heard that. Even it was in Game of Thrones, I believe, where the guy goes, 7 hells. And that's true, because there's 7 heavens and 7 hells, just like going up and going down. Yeah, this book it's on Amazon. I made it. It's not, you cannot download it on your phone. You can only buy a copy. Okay. Back in those days, people like this that were into this stuff, that's exactly what they were called, demon worshippers. That there's a lot of things that are done to keep people away from the truth. The real truth is that, you know, the eternity is so much more. We have such a short life here. There's so much more out there, but I think they want you to think, oh, this is all there is, right? Hold on. No, I do not play with Ouija boards or none of that stuff. So back in the day, people like this had to hide because they were misunderstood and, you know, called demon worshippers and this and that. If people look up what the Essenes were, these were people that use these abilities, the sacred secretion. It goes up the spine. When it says to keep yourself pure, that's what they're talking about for this. Not only in mind, but it's mind, body, soul, spirit, all of it. It's quite complicated. And it's not something that I can explain to you fully because I don't fully understand it. But I've given a lot of resources, even just in the book recommendations, that can help people understand. It is quite the mess. I can understand why people didn't attempt it this way. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of brainwashing, though. People fear what they do not have the capacity to understand, and that's called spiritual people evil. Well, I think it's because of the manipulation and just the stuff that has been removed, like the Gospel of Thomas and things like this, that take away a lot of Jesus' teachings, which is unfortunate. It even says in the Bible to beware of people like me that are saying that, you know, and I'm not saying that I'm anything like Jesus. I'm trying to tell them that there's a scientific formula and that there's many other people that have done this. It doesn't make him any less special. He's extraordinary. In fact, he was the only one that could reach me in such a way. Thanks, Gladiator. It's a shame because, you know, there's so much more to be known. And if they only realize, like, you know, like I say in my book, that everything inside of you it reflects outside of you. Even with, you know, my energy just shifted. Good or bad, I'm very tired. Yeah. And that's what it talks about in the Gods of Eden with the mass manipulation. They really, truly wanted to keep this away from people. I hadn't found anything that had suggested that I was even somewhat correct about Soul School. And, you know, the more that I look into this stuff, like it really, the red and the blue thing goes all the way down to nitrogen and oxygen. It's so cool, you guys. It's the coolest thing, you know? It's not that, you know, that epiphany I had with Jesus Christ and unconditional love and that moment wasn't cool. It's not that. Of course, Jesus is Lord and Savior, but he saves in a certain way. I think he helps you save yourself. You understand? That's the most important thing. The Bible has, it's sad. It's really sad. So, but there is a scientific formula. Oh no, I'm just exhausted, Lou. I'm really, really tired. Like I wasn't able to eat well for the past 2 days either. So I'm just so fucking tired. I debated on whether I was actually going to do the live. I don't drink alcohol. Yeah. Gnostic chapters, the Essenes. Oh, Robert Zephyr is awesome. And he did do a great video about the Book of Thomas. Yes. Yeah. Rudolf Steiner is amazing with the spiritual realm. Okay. He does a video called Deva Chan. I think that's what it's called. I know that's a weird title, but it goes into all this spiritual stuff. And I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that there was a person out there that knew about this stuff. It made me feel so much less of, a freak, and I didn't know Manly P. Hall was Canadian until just the other day, but he is, just like me. Well, Ruins, I don't know. Alcohol's called spirits for a reason. I mean, I'm not just because I smoke weed, right? But I'm just saying that, I wouldn't suggest it. Maybe you should drink water with lemon in it or green tea. It's much better for you. I am going to get some rest. Well, I wanted to come on and do this. I wanted to come on and talk about my book. And thank you. Thanks, John. Well, this is weird. A lot of people are not going to understand. They're not. And that's okay because it's not for them, but one day it will be. This is like it says in Jacob's Ladder, you are climbing steps, the stairway to heaven. You see what I'm saying? And it's a process, and people will go through a process of awareness, not only with themselves on the inside, but on the outside. I mean, there was one time where I was like, look, the book it depends on your country, but I put it as low as possible. That, hi, King Tut. Hi, nobody. Oh, okay. So for people that have just joined, the book's going to be available by most likely tomorrow morning. There was a problem uploading the manuscript. I couldn't get this watermark thing off of it, that my program that I used. And so I had to keep uploading it, and they would send it back to me. Be like, nope, the watermark's not gone, but I wouldn't see it. It's so, it was a nightmare. So yeah, it will be available. No, not the movie Jacob's Ladder. I don't know if that's related. So there is a alchemical transmutive process, something like the Philosopher's Stone, which you are the Philosopher's Stone, by the way, turning your base metals into gold, okay? And this has to do, again, with the chakra system, as lead is the lowest and gold being the highest. So again, you're going through this steps and process that has to do with your chakra system, and the chakra system also links up with these different dimensions and their colors. And what these different, like your emotional body, mental body, spirit body, all of that. Okay, you've got 7 different bodies. There could be more, but no, Jacob's Ladder. Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone that buys it. This is an amazing thing because I never thought I would accomplish something like this. For most of my life, I was convinced that I was stupid. So I can't remember what I was looking for now. Oh, the table with the chakras and the thing, yeah. It's my own book and I can't find shit. But yeah, you have 7 different bodies and they correlate with your chakra colors. I just found this out like within the past 24 hours. I was going to save it. 7 bodies, they're all fat. Oh, well, they're going to have to start working out then. Yeah. Yeah, just alcohol also brings on a certain type of depression for me. So I just don't. Okay, so the little table thing. But the colors of the chakra system: red, orange, yellow, green. This is ridiculous. Last minute Lacey, never prepared, doesn't put a bookmark or anything. Oh, I found it. Here it is right here. See? And it also goes with different beings that live in different realms. Okay? I actually talked to that David Masters guy on Telegram, but I was in a place where I did not understand what was going on, so I totally scared the guy away. I did. He was like, gotta go. Yeah, because I thought it was aliens and shit. Yeah. So I'll read you what it says. Thanks, Bob. Well, I mean, everything in moderation, GH. Like, nothing's better than it. It just has to do with what you want for yourself. Personally, like I said, that's how I feel about alcohol. I haven't seen anybody really do well on alcohol. Just my personal opinion. I try not to judge, but okay. So this is what he says, and I was like, yeah, and I really resonated with that. The fourth spiritual dimension is vibration. Wait, the fourth spiritual dimension is a wait. This is why I had to revise. This is a draft copy. Is a vibrational state that I lightly refer to as the state of confusion. It's because there's a lot of people that pass into the afterlife and they don't know what's going on. I always recommend a movie called Defending Your Life. It's from 1991. Meryl Streep's in it. It's not like defending your life like from a wild animal attack. Like defending your life as in like court. It has to do with the afterlife, and it's excellent. Okay. A state of confusion is the mysterious plane of existence closest to ours, and it is the vibration where the human spirit realm exists. This includes our ability to increase our growing ability to raise our vibration through various methods to visit the fourth dimension. So you can go into the fourth dimension with certain levels of your process of your spiritual transmutation in your inner and outer alchemy. So I just learned today, like I was right, about saying about how you need to think about your God spark and your seed in order to provide it energy to nourish it and to have it blossom. Now, this is sometimes known as at the seat of the soul, which is at the bottom of your spinal cord. This is where your kundalini snakes will start to intertwine 7 times up your spine. So through each chakra, okay? So he says, the reason I refer to it as a state of confusion is because in this dimension, that the human spirit can be regulated to following death, commonly referred to as ghosts, or transitions through between here and the third dimension and the afterlife. Why doesn't this make any sense to me right now? It might be because I'm high, but whatever. It is also the vibrational plane that is used by intelligences from higher dimensions to interact with us in the third dimension, like a two-way communication place. So when you have these higher and lower dimensional beings enter your dream state, this is what they're talking about. A lot of people will be communicated with different entities and stuff like that. Not always negative. Well, it is necessary because you know what, Thunderjock? A lot of people are walking around thinking this is all there is, and they're depressed as fuck. And I think that if they know that all these things that they dream about and wish for and hope for, if they know that they could be, I think it made it a lot easier for me to live my life and enjoy this life I have now and the vessel that I'm in, to really appreciate it and to love life. Well, as much as possible. Yeah. Well, I don't like to get too complicated into it for myself because I know about those rings with the pole star and then the other thing. Yeah, I know. I've seen that too. But I'm just starting to understand it for myself. So, because I always thought the 7 were 7 superheroes or 6 other superheroes I needed to find, including me. But it happens to be your 7 bodies that are connected with your chakras. There's 7 other yous. It's not only me, there's 7 other yous watching this, but it's all inside of you in your subconscious. It's in the spirit etheric realms, and you've got to unite them all together. It's the most fascinating thing I've ever gotten into, but the stories will explain how I even came to recognize this had any kind of connection. So, and then a lot of the times, you'll have people say that they had a dream about a loved one who's passed on. Well, this is where interaction can take place, not only with animals, but with your human loved ones. Thanks, John. Well, I mean, over the years, I was looking for it because I wanted to figure out what was happening with me, because I didn't know. So I was searching for my own answers. So really, I mean, that's the reason why I accumulated like all those books and things like that and things, because I was looking for answers myself, and I couldn't quite understand the science of it until just now. There were pieces that just didn't make sense. And even, with the nitrogen oxygen thing, the red and the blue, and they unite and it creates nitrous oxide. And guess what is one of the best things you can eat? Because nitrous oxide, think of it as like, well, I'm giving too much of my book away, but so think of nitrous oxide as like, do you remember in the Fast and the Furious when they put the NOS into their vehicles and it made them go really quick? Well, this is what nitrous oxide does for your sacred secretion. It's almost like that, and it helps. It helps increase. Yeah, we all have like spirit guides, guardian angels. They're your teachers. They're the people that help you through this stuff. It was incredible. My friend sent me a video of Dragon Ball Z. And I know we talked about that in the chat before because I talk about Sailor Moon a lot. Can you get nitric oxide from eating bacon? Are you for real? I love bacon. That's why I crave bacon like that. Because remember I ate that whole watermelon? Yeah, it's in watermelon. Watermelon. See me mow down that watermelon? Yeah. Oh, and then from Avatar The Last Airbender. Because there's this new ladies channel that I found. And she's phenomenal. I've never found anybody like that before. And she says about the banana and onion juice, and that's what the Om drinks with the monk, with the banana and onion juice. Well, I mean, like friends online, because I still don't have any friends like in real life, like around here. There's no one here. It's just me. But I mean, you guys are all happy, so. So yeah, basically the stories show about, hi Ryan, thank you for coming. The stories explain about how I realized about instant manifestation. I explain how things feel, how I did them, and it goes into, the different entities that we faced and stuff like that. There's only a few of them like that where I'm with other people. Oh, right. With Dragon Ball Z. And the clip was of Goku, but he has like an angel, but this would be technically a higher dimensional that comes down to teach him these special skills, fighting without fighting, and to become this certain level of whatever he is. I don't know a lot about Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, there's so much symbolism I didn't realize, but both Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z, it deals with these higher dimensionals, and we all have them, this spirit team. Even in Islam, it says you have one jinn and one angel. Your Jinn, which is a lower dimensional being, writes down your bad deeds, records your bad deeds. Your angel writes down your good ones, just like how you see in cartoons with the angel and the devil on the shoulder. The Power Rangers too, yeah. I don't know anything about cars. I don't care about cars. I'm not impressed by that kind of thing. Oh, maybe that's why weed has helped me. You know, there's so many people that have given me crap about smoking weed, but I'm going to tell you, I mean, it's helped me become so much smarter. Like maybe a little bit slow and a little bit of, brain farty sometimes where I forget shit. But I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they used to use this back in ancient Egypt too. Banana and onion juice, sacred secretion. Yeah, that's right. And I saw that on Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I'm like, ew. And even Ong burps, and then he's like, "What does it taste like?" He's like, "Banana and onion juice." Oh, God, I don't know if I could drink that. I don't know if I can drink that. Well, if weed gives you panic attacks, it's probably because the THC is too high. It's not going to agree with everybody. It's not going to. What works for me doesn't have to work for you, and I'm not encouraging anything like that. It's not going to do the same things. No one is going to reach this. Like there's many different paths to reach the same point. Okay? I used to live in California. Yeah. Yes, I will post the link on the community page. I'll just check if maybe it's been posted by now. Let's just see. I don't know. But it will be on the community page, and I will let everybody know. Maybe I'll just do, no, it's not up yet. But I'll let everybody know when it's up. So, farty party, yeah. My favorite kind of party. Were those your birthday dresses in your photo shoot? I did that yellow dress photo shoot in 2014. And that yellow dress was, it was around my birthday time in August that I took that photo shoot. Yeah, it really does. It really does help open up your mind to a lot. Makes you more open, less resistant to new ideas and new pathways of thinking. Uh I don't go with labels like psychic abilities and things like that. And I would definitely not, it doesn't work like that where you can win the lottery, and if people are using it for stuff like that, there's definitely repercussions. Uh yeah, that does sound better, me myself. It does. It sounds better than cold onion and banana juice. And no, it is. Yeah, it really does increase the artistic abilities too. Like when I draw that and paint, that's why I don't do it all the time, because I feel like when this happens, I'll get a vision and I'll almost see the drawing on the paper before I even begin. And then it's almost like just tracing what's already there in my mind's eye. It doesn't happen all the time. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I wish that I had more energy. I was gonna, I'll probably eat a piece of ice cream cake if you'd like to have something with your cup of tea. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, John. It was scary at first because I think at that point I was still worried about, being the crazy girl and oh look, there she is, and all that. Now I just don't care, because I know that there have been many people that I have learned off in the past, and if they didn't do what they did, then I wouldn't have gotten here. So at least I can try a little bit to give back. So yeah, because the information's been hidden so bad, and it's just a shame. Thank you. But yeah, the fifth dimension, this plane of existence populated by intelligent entities that have never existed in the third dimension. Being closely associated with the third dimension, entities in the fifth spiritual dimension can interact with us easily, influence our thought patterns, circumstances, and or elements. In religious texts, these entities are referred to as demons or fallen angels. So yeah. It's been a long time, and I already have the idea for the second book. But it's going to be different. This one's kind of like to help you understand about the second one. But it's going to probably have a lot more than I even understand right now, because things are accelerating quite quickly. I had a little break where I felt like nothing was going on and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden now I figured out what the 7 was, and I've wondered what 7 was ever since I was 10 years old. So that's when I knew about that, and I was talking about it with my best friend Jenny, and I thought it was superheroes and stuff like that, but it turns out to be my 7 different bodies, spiritual etheric bodies that you need, to unite. I am tired, Nugs. I'm fucking tired, I'll tell you. It was really hard. Okay, so let's just talk about how I published the book, okay? So one day, I was looking at Claudio Docelli's book. I forget which one, but I opened the back of it, and when I did, it says printed in Bolton, Ontario. And I'm like, what? Like, he lives in Argentina. Like, why? And I had no idea. Like, I had no idea that you could publish books through Amazon. None. So I said this, that was my fingernails. I said this to my friend at the time, Janaeus, and I'm like, it says that it's printed in Bolton, Ontario. Like, I don't even, honestly, God, I don't even know where that is, but I live in Ontario, Canada. So I was like, why would it be like that? And she's like, well, you can make books right on Amazon. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, there's this thing called Kindle publishing. And so that's where I was like, I think I'll finally put this together. And it's pretty simple. I mean, if you have a good program that, can make your documents properly, I mean, I'm really not good at that stuff, but I made it happen. And so I just started writing, and it, yeah. Well, I mean, like, this indoctrination starts when you're in school. Even your parents will tell you to get your head out of the clouds and stop using your imagination, but it's a shame, because that's one of the things that will calcify your pineal gland the fastest. It's like turning off the power to that. Because your imagination, like I've been saying in my book, but also on this channel, I've got a video called Your Imagination is Your Creation Station. That's where it all begins. You even create yourself there. You can use your own energy. I know this sounds wild, but you can use your own energy to change what your body looks like and what you look like. It's not a joke. I did it myself. Oh, I didn't realize you were like a troll. Filbert Bag of Douche. Seriously? I seen this other account and it was called Dick Fart Jr. Dick Fart. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Well, guardian angels can look like lots of things. They can look whatever is going to be relevant to you. It's going to be individualized, and because they know you better than they know yourself, they're going to know what's going to catch your attention, what's going to help you remember. You know, a lot of the times, the most difficult part to get over with this is forgetting what you're dreaming about. So I suggest in my book, but I've suggested on this channel, and I'll do it again because David Wilcock was the one who suggested it to me. So I will pass it on to you to say that it's extraordinarily important to have a dream journal. That's one way how I figured out that all those dreams that I remember from my whole life that I didn't know why I remembered them and like why they were so relevant, those were those astral spirit dreams. And I also learned that from David Wilcock. So what I started doing was I have a dream journal that I keep under my pillow, or sometimes, well, I have to put it under my pillow now because Marvin, I used to keep it like just under the bed or wherever on a shelf. But and write down these things because it's a huge part of your spiritual progress, and they will help you not only in your daily life but with your I know, Dick Fart Jr. Yeah. Oh, I don't even want to know what I don't know what a dick fart is, and I don't want to know. Okay. Um Now I lost my train of thought. Help me. Oh, right, writing the dreams down. Yeah, write them down because you'll forget, just like me. That's why you'll be like, oh, you'll wake up in the morning and be like, oh, fucking, I just had this radical dream. But then as you go up and you go to the bathroom and you go make coffee, you'll fucking forget. So, right, even if it's just jot it down in little notes, footnotes or whatever, your memory, to jog your memory. Dude. Okay, the one thing is, yeah, listen, Nugs, like, don't talk like that. I know you didn't use the actual word, but that's not nice, okay? We don't do that. Yeah, right as soon as you wake up, when your memory is still fresh. Yes. Professor Lacey. Yeah. Oh no, I can't send anybody a copy. I'm sorry, I wish that I could, but there's lots of copies. And Amazon prints it. So that's the thing. I didn't finish that, did I? So Amazon, you upload it to, they'll help you with publishing and copyright and all of this stuff. Of course, they take a royalty off of every book that you sell. But it took a lot of the stress and pressure off of me, having to go find a publisher, this, that, this, and that, this, and that. So it's very easy. You just have to put your stuff in a certain format, upload it, there's even a cover maker for your book right on there. And I figured out how to do it, just from looking at the book of the Noskenfunden books. Look at the back of that, and I figured that out. So it's really easy to write a book these days. I mean, well, relatively easy, especially if you're good at computer stuff and you're good at Word and those things. Like, yeah, the details are important. They help you with your subconscious journeys, like when you're astral traveling. That's why a lot of people, I can't believe it, like, they think that their dreams don't matter, but we spend half of our lives sleeping. We spend like 8 hours a night, we're supposed to anyways, asleep. So why would people think that they don't matter? This stuff that happens, and it's about your spiritual and physical lives together, not separately. They're one and the same, side by side. Okay, you're distracting me, so I'm gonna have to kick you out. Sorry, dude. Okay. Yeah, I know. There is enough time for sleeping when you're dead, but, you know, okay. Well, I praised a lot of other people's books in my books. Like, I have 2 pages of book recommendations. I think they're pretty much the same, but I might have added a few since I read a couple of books since, last year. It's around the end. Here it is. So I have book recommendations: The Gods of Eden by William Bromley, Extraterrestrials Among Us by George C. Andrews, The Gods with Amnesia by Robert Zephyr, Occult Secrets of the Vril by Robert Zephyr, The Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall, The Flame of the Initiates by Manly P. Hall, Man, the Grand Symbol of Mysteries. And that one is probably one of the basic ones to start off with, because what it does is it shows you about how everything inside of you reflects out the micro to the macro, right? And that's when this all started for me. I know I talk about it all the time, but it's true. When I saw that Nos Confunded Terra Infinita map, where I was like, what the fuck is that? It looks like a giant cell. Like on the YouTube page with that Night God 333, there was his head, because it's his channel, he's talking about the story. But I seen behind him this thing. I'm like, what is that? And it was the best decision I ever made. And I say that in my book about, just hold on one sec. I'll finish this story, this thing first. So, Man, the Grand Symbol of the Mysteries by Manly P. Hall. Naked Soul, Astral Travel and Cosmic Relationships by Marlene Marie Druhan. The Land of the Gods by H.P. Blavatsky. It's Helena Blavatsky. A Gift from the Stars by Elena Danaan. And the first 4 books by David Wilcock. Only the first 4. That's the Ascension Mysteries, the Synchronicity Key, the Source Field Investigations, and Awakening in the Dream, which I've read those, okay? I do have another book recommendation where I go through some books about the infinite earth plane and stuff like that. Of course, I mentioned, I just hit my glasses, the Nos Confunded books and Beyond the Poles. Yeah, there's a couple of them. So yeah. Oh yeah. It doesn't matter how you personally perceive the world around you, as long as you have the ability to adapt with changes in perspective. The astral etheric planes are very much like that. I tried to explain that in my video where I have all those links for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and also Korra, Avatar Korra. And it actually has to do with her when she goes to the spirit realm. And I go into detail about, in the description of the video, about what's happening with her. She falls to the lower realms and makes her way to the higher ones with Iroh, Uncle Iroh, if you've seen Avatar. So based upon your energy, frequency, and vibration, but also, because I talked about earlier about how things function in the astral with thoughts and feelings. This is why it is crucial to balance your left and right, dark and light, heart and mind into one. This is why it matters. Flat or round doesn't matter. Your own personal perspective development is what matters. It's about your intelligence, your intellect, also with the ability to adapt to change. These images and theories are just to make you think. It's for the expansion of mind and intellect. So when you look at the stuff about the infinite earth plane, I'm showing you exactly how my mind expanded to different perspectives and, like, what's that fucking word I'm looking for? possibilities, I guess, of what it could be. So yeah, and I talk about the ancient map there that they found. We talked about that before. Of course, the updated version's better, but oh, I can't see anymore. Hold on. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I know the solfeggio, whatever that is, the frequencies. I do listen to those sometimes. I used to quite a bit. Okay, good. Hi, Eugene. Nice to see you. Okay. Experiencing things that were beyond what books could explain. Yeah, sometimes. I mean, like, it was just intuitively lucky, you know, that even when I found David Wilcock's first book, The Ascension Mysteries, I used to tease my friend because it was my friend and her mom that were just all about David Wilcock. Every time I talked to her, it was all about David Wilcock. Oh, David Wilcock's going live this Sunday, all that. And I wasn't into him back then. I didn't even know who he was. I thought he was like, you know, one of those love and light hippie guru guys, and I wasn't really into him. But then oh, I had to redo my chat. Yeah, I see some questions. Yeah, potential. Yeah. Damn it, now I forget what I was talking about. Well, I mean, even just having times. Oh, David Wilcock. Oh, David's book, The Ascension Mysteries. Thanks, Rock. Yeah, so I used to tease my friend and her mom. And then one day I went to Chapters to look for books that, you know, didn't have anything to do with his stuff. But there wasn't anything there on UFOs and shit. So I looked down and there's his books. Well, I opened up to it. And I opened up to the part where he smokes weed and he suffers with depression in the past. Okay, he doesn't smoke weed anymore, but he used to. And so it was almost like those two things popped up for me because I personally, you know, suffered with depression and I was smoking pot. And I didn't actually think that about him, just seeing him as a person. So reading the Ascension Mysteries, it helped me even open up to him and his teachings. He did teach me a lot. I learned a lot from his live streams. Things that I wouldn't have known, you know. Now, but yeah, the marijuana, it's just different. Like, even if you just smoke it sometimes a little bit, you know, it could. But I'm not advocating for that. But if you wanted to try it, I mean, there's no secret formula that I can give you because it's going to be different for everybody. Like, I was just craving watermelon the other day. I didn't know that it was high in that nitric oxide stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know that. I just listened to my body about my cravings and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew a really funny drummer when I lived in California in my ex-fiance's band. He was hilarious. His name is Matt. And he was all about Jesus. And one day he jumped up from the drum kit and Colby, the singer, lead singer, goes, "Jump up for Jesus." And then we were all jumping with him. It was hilarious. Yeah. And that was the day he got me to put a little ponytail on top of his head because he was sweating so much that all of his hair was just flinging around, flying sweat. So he's like, Lacey, do you have an elastic? And I gave him like this. What is that Flintstones character with the little ponytail on the top of his head? Well, that's what he looked like. Okay. So yeah. Hopefully, let's check on my book one more time. Hopefully by the morning, it'll be ready for sale, and then I'm going to post it on the community post as soon as it's ready to go. That's my stupid mouse again. Is there any questions that you'd like me to answer about my book, or any questions you have? Thanks, George. Thanks, Ghost. Thanks, Max. Yeah, hemisync also has to do with the left and the right, union of the left and the right brain. Not only with your left and right sides, or like left and right path, or anything like that, but having to do with the hemisync. Yeah, so I do. Yeah. And binaural beats, yes. No, I don't grow my own weed, no. Yeah, a lot of people are afraid of it because they don't really know or think that they're capable of handling it, especially as a child. It started for me when I was really young, too. This is a process that happens for everybody, though. And that's why I shared such personal astral dreams. Like, seriously, I had hairy ass werewolf legs. But it's because when you think about things, when you worry about things, it manifests in this fourth dimension. You ever have the dream where your teeth fall out? I used to have dreams like that too. Yeah, this is common. But it's about your spiritual life and your physical life matching up. Well, maybe one day when I get better at talking, I'll consider going on, maybe interviews or talking with other people. Maybe one day. Nobody. Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Like I said, I was just too scared to put it out before. I thought, well, no one's gonna care, no one's gonna buy it, and then I didn't want to be super depressed. You know, like that I worked so hard and put my heart and soul into it, and no one gave a fuck. You know what I mean? That would have hurt me. So. Hairy wearable legs does it for me, Lacey. Everybody has what they like, right? Yes, I do. The numbers like 111, 333, 555, even 777, 888. There's gematria, but also I believe that those are the universal consciousness or source trying to catch your attention, or at least letting you know that you're in sync with certain things. Especially 333, and then you're thinking about God. That's bizarre. And you look and you're like, oh, yeah, I know. I see those quite often. Oh, Salem's sleeping and Marvin's eating, by the way. Yep. A lot of people will have these certain dreams, but I figure the way I interpreted that dream was because I was being bullied at school, the alligator representing the bully and stuff, but it does represent other things because sometimes the creator is seen as an alligator or crocodile. I don't know who Joe Dispenza is. I don't think so. Well, like I said, different things are going to do different things for different people. I'm personally nervous. Like, I wouldn't try Ayukasha. I think that's how you say that. But hold on a second. Hi, Letitia, by the way. guiding you to keep with your path. Sorry, hon, I even forget what I was talking about. Oh, spirit guides warning you. Oh, yeah, the bullies, bullying and things like that. So it may have different meanings for different people, but like I was saying, this is about to open your subconscious to have you remember. Like some of these dimensional beings will turn into animals because they know that I'm not really all that comfortable with human beings. That's funny. Yeah. Whatever you think, like if the knob fell off and you thought, even if you just thought, what a fucking piece of shit, then it would turn into something that's like a piece of shit, like a cardboard cutout piece of shit. Yeah. The fourth dimension works on instant manifestation where thoughts become things, emotions change your environment. Hi, Time Watch. How are you? Hey, Techno. What's up? So I think I'm going to go grab that's my last piece of cake. So I had my first piece of cake on my birthday. And now today I'm going to have the last piece of my birthday cake. If you'd like to go get something to eat with me, a sweets or whatever. Yes, energy goes where attention flows. And that's what I was saying about your God spark, your flame, your star seed. The more you think on it, the more you're feeding it. And this has to do with the development of the heart and the mind. Everybody deserves cake. Yes, Egyptians saw the Kronk as creator higher being. Yes, Scott. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I had a great birthday. That was a really fun birthday party live stream. I had a great time. Yeah. I'll check out that channel, nobody. Thank you. Love you too, fellow souls. Love you too. I don't know. You know what? I don't know, Lord Vishnu. I can't decide between cake and pie. Oh, you got 111 characters right when we were talking about that, huh? That's good. 111 is instant manifestation. So, like the things that you're thinking about going through your mind have um, potential to come into creation or something like that. You can read about them. Ow! On the numbers, numerology, or whatever. Yeah, a lot of people wake up at 3 a.m. It has to do with your spiritual stuff as well. Your body goes through a process. You got to look into like the inner alchemy of things that has to do with this sacred secretion because your body's going to do this naturally. Some people's goes faster than others, but you can do things to help this process go along. And you'll find that in Man, Man, the Greatest of the Mysteries by Manly P. Hall. Yeah. All right, so we'll get my cake. Yeah. And I'm just going to be right back. It's an ice cream cake. The stoned ape theory. I don't know. Okay. I'll be right back. Yeah, 3 a.m. It's because that is a very high time of spiritual significance. It's in the in between, which is what like the spirit realm kind of is, the in between. I even found out that there's like 3 days where your seed of creation inside, and I noticed this where you'll get like this burst of energy almost out of nowhere where I can tap into source a lot easier. It's so cool. I don't know why they keep this stuff from us. And they complain about why everybody's stupid and they're so fucking mad. But it's their damn fault to begin with. I don't understand. Oh, shit. I'll be right back. I sat on my hair. Okay. Okay. Ugh. Here I am. That's not very nice. Not all women are witches. It has nothing to do with being a witch. Bon appetit. I was going to say bon appetits, but I said it anyway. Whoops. Oh. Birthday cake, yeah. Yeah. Well, this does have to do with your sexual energy too. It has a lot to do with that. Yeah, there was a cat hair on it. I won't lie. Well, I don't mean to tease anyone, but it's so frozen I can't get through it here. Ready? Here's your bite. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been to quite a few birthdays, including your own, George. Okay. Yeah, if you watch the documentary that's or that little thing that's called Universal Disclosure, it talks about the different civilizations and races that have gone before us. And it actually says about how one of those races has blue colored skin. Mm. Thank you very much, Stephen. Thanks for stopping by. It's good to see you. I know it's really late there, isn't it, over in England? Thanks for everybody in England who's stopped in to say hello. Is that the fart and poop guy? He's back on another account? Adios, stools. Yes, I'm Canadian. Well, this is my first book, my very first one, but I'm already working on the next one. I have a few, like I jot down everything first on notepad version, but it won't be out for a while, I'm sure. Okay. Dreams with tornadoes. No, I don't think so. Some people will have different kinds of. What are you doing, Marv? Marvin, don't be chewing the friggin' thing. Hey, over there chewing the lamp wire. Boy, I don't need. No. Let me see. Let me see what you're doing there. Oh my goodness. He's getting to that stage. He tried to jump over the fence today. Yeah, like Avatar people, blue skin, but also like how the some of the beings were depicted in India with blue skin. So it even goes down to the red and the blue, that it's oxygen and nitrogen that have to unite, red and blue. It even goes down to that much. And oh yeah, that's how I figured out about how the beings are going from spiritual, like spirit, to physical. It has something to do with that. Once you unite these different things, that's how you do that. Because you're uniting your spirit and your body. But it has to do with those 7 bodies. I'm not kidding you. Like, when I tell you that you can become an extraterrestrial and a superhero, I'm not fucking joking with you. I don't care who thinks I'm fucking crazy. Because that right there is better than winning the lottery. That's better than anything I could ever have here and any of these people could ever hope to have. You know, like to get out of this place, to graduate, to move on, not have to be in this shithole. That's the best thing ever. And it isn't just hopeful, wishful thinking. We all know that there's what's out there, but I mean, who wouldn't want even just a little taste? It makes this life so much less miserable, you know? I know. This is a dress, but thank you. No, it doesn't mean about being like, yeah, the philosopher's stone is you. I was mentioning that, how we're turning our base emotions and stuff like that, like lead, into gold. And that also goes to the chakra system, as lead being in the bottom, being the most dense and heaviest, and then gold being up here or whatever. I don't know about the weight or whatever, but so it goes lead and then gold. So you're turning lead into gold. Oh, the spoon is bent because I don't wait to get the ice cream out of the container, and I just like bend the shit out of my spoons. Thank you very much, Jedi. Well, they're not aliens, they're extraterrestrials, and extraterrestrial means extra land. So technically, they're extra land dwellers. They probably don't come from planets beyond. They're probably just like right next door. Breakaway civilizations of civilizations that went before us in the past. Hey, Outlaw, how's it going? Good, glad you made it. So, because yeah, there's a lot of civilizations that went before us, and they've done these processes too. That's why you hear a lot of these people that are saying, you know, aliens and stuff like that. We were just like you at one time. Well, they were, because they went through this Earth school. I don't think you understand the process of the Philosopher's Stone, but that's okay. There is some people that just aren't going to bother. It's up to you. Okay. Oh, well, it might not have been me, John. So you might want to be careful about that. You'll have some entities disguised as people you know. They'll do this for different reasons. It's not always for sinister ones, usually for self-development. Well, the thing is that ever since I was a little girl, I've thought about that, where every video game, movie, becoming in creation, it creates itself somewhere out there. You may never get to see it in this life, but one of the ways, like, even Gene Roddenberry said that he channeled Star Trek. So, and I mean, Star Trek does resemble a little bit of the spiritual hierarchy part of it. I can see how it's similar to that. I can. Yeah, I don't know, John. It probably wasn't me. Some entities will do that for different, especially if it gets sexual, it's for energy manipulation and being a parasite, basically feeding off of your energy. Thanks, Jose. A brown speckled hen sitting on a white fence. Wasn't that cute? Hey, Francis. Hang on. Well, he wasn't an alien. You mean about the calling nobody? He's not an alien. He's an Asura, and that's a lower dimensional being. But if you read up about lower dimensional beings, they're not all as evil and all that. Especially with the Vedas. That's why I was trying to show about that, the Vedic cosmology and what they say about dimensional beings there. About the 7 dimensions going up and the 7 going down. Oh, crap. But yeah, there is a calling going on. And if you read the definition of that and everything, and it's a joint type of thing. So it's going to be coming from above and below and here on this plane itself. This has been done before. You can read about it in the Gods of Eden. Claudio Nocelli goes over it with the different resets that have occurred. There's one a lot of people know about with Tartaria and the mud floods and stuff like this. This is what we're talking about, where civilization has been reset. So it's, it's going to be a lot of different individuals and groups involved. But if you read about what it says about the culling, it's basically to get rid of the sick to improve the rest of the herd. Yeah, it's not the best thing. And this isn't something that I wanted, but good morning. Mm-hmm. Mm, yeah, there are some good things that are nice about Star Trek. Mm. Well, here's the thing. This thing that's known as the rapture has been talked about in different forms. I would say, because these beings, you won't have to worry about them. If you've gotten, like, the way that I see it is, if this was the meter in between dark and light, even if you've gone this much over into the light, you're going to pass. But if you're in the dark, you're not going to. So if there is this separation, some people say that, if you're a certain vibration, you'll just go into this higher dimension or whatever. This is kind of what it's the same thing about what they're talking about. Being taken up into heaven, into a higher dimension. The jabs are part of the culling, yes. Okay. So, yeah. And it's unfortunate, but yeah. Oh, I'm so tired. Did you not read on the Telegram group, John, about the jabs? I would seriously suggest that everyone read The Gods of Eden by William Bromley. This has happened all before, and all the same tactics. Because we forget. We don't learn from history. You know how they say that? If you don't learn from history, it's doomed to repeat or whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Um, well, you could download the Telegram, because there's some things that we can't talk about on YouTube. It's just my channel will get put down. Well, technically, the aliens that come down are fallen angels, but fallen angel, if an angel is in a higher dimension, and whether it's done by force or by choice, goes to a lower dimension. Technically, it fell, descended to go lower. So this would be a fallen angel. Regardless, we can debate it all day whether they were kicked out or left by choice, doesn't fucking matter. But when something that is of this higher dimensional frequency comes down to a lower one, that's a fallen angel. Now, I say this a lot. Like, when I went through a process of when I first seen that being in my room, and then starting to think, like, well, technically beings from somewhere else, aliens or whatever, but they are people, just not human people like us, people of their own people. In Islam, the teachings from the Quran and things like that talk about the jinn, and they say stuff about this, like how they're a lot like us. They have hobbies, they have likes, dislikes, all the same things that we do. They have different jobs, whatever. Maybe different types of jobs, but they are beings of smokeless fire. Now, fire without smoke is just pure energy, right? It's not burning off of anything. So they're energy beings. Peter, I don't know what's going on, but I've basically encountered most of the gods in these etheric realms, and that's about the Trinity, but Anubis is right there. My Telegram channel is called Paranormal Panorama. I can't even talk tonight. But yeah, so the jinn are the middle children in creation. So first it was the angels, Then these jinn, which are like a whole bunch of different kinds of beings, they look all different, all just like you see these aliens, but they're technically classified as jinn in Islam. In Hinduism, it's asuras and devas, higher and lower dimensionals. Okay, listen. About these things, it doesn't matter. It's about the information contained, because every religion has a piece, okay? It doesn't matter about what your personal opinion on the Quran and Islam is. It doesn't matter. It's about it talks about this in the Gods of Eden. So it's just about how I'm talking about, in the creation stages. And that's a fact. It may not everything be perfect, but there's little pieces and lots of type of stuff. No, the alien abduction thing and all that is pretty foreign to me. I don't want any other social media. If you see any other social media, it is not me. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with it. It's too much. It's too toxic. It's too energy draining. I don't want anything to do with it. I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Facebook. I don't have none of it. Just that Telegram channel for where I can upload all my books and my information and shit. I'm having ice cream. Ice cream cake? Yeah, well, I spit all over myself. But yeah, ice cream cake. It is. It's pretty good. So yeah, it's melting, but it was my birthday's ice cream cake that I'm just finishing off. This is my very first book. Welcome, Daniel. Welcome, Sean. Dustin, welcome. This is my very first book. I know. Thanks, George. I spit all over myself. Isn't that great? Remember when I sneezed? I can't wait to sneeze again. It'll be so much fun. Oh, this is an ice cream cake. So it's made completely out of ice cream. Can you see? It's melting now, but yeah, it's total ice cream. And then it has like this fudge and cookie stuff in the middle. It's so delicious. Well, yeah. The jinn can be dangerous, but dimensional beings, even whether they're higher or lower, requires a great amount of energy to interact with them. The lower ones will do a lot of parasitic feeding off of you mostly without your knowledge. A lot of the time during things like sleep paralysis episodes and stuff like that, where you're experiencing high times of fear. They'll also torture you in your dreams to do this to you. But the higher ones, you'll require an energy exchange too, in a way. No, please don't visit. Well, I mean, for my book, I don't know if you missed the whole live, but because we're almost done. Oh, well, that's the thing. Jinn and demon isn't the same thing. They're dimensional beings. Even that guy, Simon Toko, summoned some dimensional beings to help him fight in a battle. There was a fella in here talking about it. And it's in the articles. So they're these dimensionals, whether they're from the higher or lower. But that's true. Eventually, didn't he tell you he was Anunnaki? Who? You mean Asura? They are Anunnaki. What does Anunnaki mean? Those who descended from heaven to earth. Technically, they're all Anunnaki. No, I don't have sleep paralysis or anything like that. Yeah, ice cream cake is the best. Hey, Caddy. I have it. Well, I try to have it every year for my birthday. Hey, Warlike Peas. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, so I mean, especially when I started putting all this together, you start to feel more confident. You know, these things become less scary. So roll out of their body. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, see, that's the thing. It's tricky because first of all, would you like somebody to control you, tell you what to do, and things like that? It's a complicated thing. That's what I talk about in my book. It's complicated to talk about all of them collectively because they're all so collectively different, just like us. They've all had different experiences. They all have different feelings and shits like that. So, are we both Leos? Hey, fellow Leo, what's going on? Peace, brothers and sisters. So, yeah, I don't really know a lot about that. And you know that Solomon means sun and moon, right? Sol meaning the sun, O, and then Mon meaning moon. There's a lot of stuff that is hidden with symbolism and allegory in the Bible. Oh, Leo's in the house. We're a fucking pride now. We're a whole pack. Is it a pride or I don't know. I forget what it's called. A pack or I think it's a pride. We're a lion pride. Well, I mean, regardless of whether the moon is real or not, it still plays a significant role in our lives. If you think how it affects the tides and the waters, of course, it would affect the waters of the body. And that's what it talks about with this sacred secretion thing, that the moon and its cycle has an effect on this process. I mean, I'm not an expert on it, but again, I'm going to make another post with those ladies, the same ones that I watched, so I can pass the knowledge on to others as I'm finding it. No, I think the full moon is in a couple days. Tomorrow night, is it full tonight? I'm just gonna go and bring my plate, and you're gonna hear me smoke a bowl. And well, I mean, you gotta always remember that history was given to us by not so good people. Okay, so you have to take it with a grain of salt. These stories and stuff are very symbolic and allegorical. You know, if it is a full moon, I feel fantastic. Sometimes there'll be a full moon and I'll have like a purge. You know what I mean? Sometimes if it is, I'm going to go check. I'm pretty sure I've seen that on my calendar. But yeah, like this is a lot of things that I noticed is that people are kept, even myself. I didn't want to get into Manly P Hall or any of them because I thought at one point they were demon worshippers and shit too. Okay, but it's not true. They're not evil people at all. In fact, these people that are hiding the mysteries and are doing terrible things, like they love them and consider them to be their mentors and all this. They learn all this shit. But it wouldn't be mutual. Helena and them, Rudolf Steiner, Manly P. Hall, they wouldn't like these bastards. Not even a little bit. They'd be fucking embarrassed. Like, oh, you know what I mean? No. Okay. So yeah. So they really do want to hide this at the greatest cost, where they'll say, it won't work if you smoke weed, or if you do this, you have to meditate every day, blah, blah, blah. But I'm living proof that you don't have to do anything. In fact, I think that this process would have occurred for me regardless. It might have taken a little longer, but I mean, this just happens as a process. Now, what we're going through right now is something that I refer to as, yes, Heaven's Gate was highly misguided, and that's a terrible situation. That's what happens when the wrong people gain power and influence over others. It can be extremely dangerous. Oh, I forgot to check if the full moon. Hold on. Yeah. So it's full. It's full 3 days before and 3 days after. So, I mean, I think, like I was saying earlier, the secret society people, they had to hide originally because, it was like a witch hunt all over again. And, well, see, that's the problem here. There's going to be a huge pushback because of all of this brainwashing and I mean, people's faith. They've been waiting on Jesus's return for a long time. What they don't understand is that Christ returns within, right? I'm not saying that that isn't possible. Of course, it is. Where this overtaking of evil by good occurs in this natural shift of energies, just like with the change of the cycles and the ages, also known as yugas. Well, I mean, it depends, okay? So with the Freemasons and secret societies in general, this talks in detail in The Gods of Eden by William Bromley. He does it best, okay? I can only give you a taste. But this is the gist of it, okay? There are secret societies where there are members that, I mean, you can have a choice. You can take the white grail or the black grail. You'll learn about this in The Initiates of the Flame by Manly P. Hall. It's basically taking the information that you've learned, like what I'm doing right now, and profiting off of it at the expense of others, okay? Shortcuts. There's different things. You got to read these books that I suggest. It's the only way. I cannot do it for you. It's almost like I use this as an example that you want to gain muscles and you want to lose weight, but you want me to work out for you. You are not going to lose weight and gain muscle if I work out for you. Within, yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Peter. Yeah, I appreciate it. Everyone who buys my book, I don't want to go into a pity party or like, oh, feel sorry for me and buy my book or nothing like that. But I can tell you that I spent a lot of my life thinking that I was totally useless, that I didn't know anything, So just to discover these things for myself has helped me tremendously as a soul, as a human being, like as a consciousness part of the collective. So I really want to share it with other people, not like some fantasy version. And I'm sorry, I got to say it, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm going to Neptune when I'm not like getting on a spaceship, and I don't fully understand that yet, but I think it's almost unfair even to tell people that you are without being able to produce some kind of proof, a photo even, like that you're going on these secret space program crafts or whatever. I mean, it's almost cruel to tell people that and not show them. The book will be on Amazon, I've explained. Unfortunately, just let me check again. Let me see if it's been published. It'd be a fucking miracle. But I had problems. No, it's still in review. But the link is live. It just has to update the reviewed manuscript because I just had some errors that I needed to fix, and the PDF screwed everything up, and yeah, it was a big mess. So hopefully by tomorrow morning, they'll have that all fixed up. Thanks, Letitia. There's a lot of people, and one day you're going to be exactly like me, and you'll be able to do this. It all goes in a process, but it does start with the inner sight, the insight, looking within, thinking about these dreams that you've had, even recurring dreams. The more you think on it, it will come back to you. Thanks, Bob. Well, I guess we could see how I could be a little bit of assistance like Dolores Cannon was. I mean, she's much older than me. She had a lot more experience, an author like that, but I appreciate that compliment. I mean, I loved Elena Danaan, and she's quite good, but I still feel like a lot of stuff is being hidden. Like, I remember specifically once in a live, she was asked if she knows Jesus. And she said, and I quote, she said, "I know of Jesus, but I don't know him." And that was a huge red flag for me because no, I have never met Jesus, but I know him. I would never say I don't know him. I know that essence. I know that energy. I know that spirit, the true spirit of God. Like, so to say that you don't know him, I was a little concerned. You see what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't she tell people about the astral travel? Why isn't it, So there's just something not right there. Not right. But she does have good stuff. She even talks about density and dimension. So I am going to have to read her other books to see what I can figure out. And see, it doesn't matter whether you call him Jesus, Yeshua, Isa, it doesn't matter. It's the energy, it's the spirit that matters, okay? For people that think, that I'm a witch and this and that, really, that's not the case. I got into this because I wanted to learn what the enemy was doing and why. What was the purpose of it? What the fuck for? Like, what is this? And I mean, they've really gone insane with it. There's members of secret societies that truly want the best for the world, but they can't go out and do this because then again, like you've seen happen here, witch, burner at the stake and all this kind of stuff. So it's a little difficult, but then you have other people that are in it for the wrong reasons, but who how can you say who can be in these secret societies or not? They have no control over that, the members anyway. So that's why I've chosen just to never take part in any of that. I think it's a bunch of nonsense. But yeah, they're not bad. I mean, most chapters don't even get into this stuff into the libraries. And I've never been there because I'm not one. And men can only be Freemasons. So, but no, not evil. I mean, if they didn't do what they did, if they didn't hide the awakening stuff within Sailor Moon, just like they did with Dragon Ball Z, because when they got a hold of the TV version, not the manga, but the TV version, of course, there was more put in there. Oh, somebody just read something that's literally in my book. You mean this? It's in my book. Are you seeing that, Nikola Tesla mentioner? So it says, what was just mentioned in the chat, Earth is a realm. It's not a planet. It is not an object. This is Nikola Tesla. So it says, I couldn't confirm if this quote was true or actually not. It is not an object. Therefore, it has no edge. Earth would be more easily defined as a system environment. Earth is also a machine. And that's something that I realized too about like how the body reflects the universe. And I had help by talking with somebody about it. It wasn't just my idea alone, that mentioned the fact that our bodies are made up like perfect computers, and then all you have to do is download the soul into it, right? Yeah, see what I mean? Like, yeah, they play golf and they help. Yeah, I mean, it's just on the root surface of it, it's a Christian charity organization, but there's other stuff going on that they probably don't even know anything about. So you can't go around thinking that everybody in these lodges are practicing Satanism and human sacrifice and all that crazy shit, because that's not always the case. But it says, I didn't finish. Earth is easily defined as a system environment. Earth is also a machine. It is a Tesla coil. The sun and moon are powered wirelessly with the electromagnetic field, the aether. I talk a lot about the aether in my book, about my past lives, about how I used to use my body to use this aether, where I would breathe in as source would breathe out. And that's through your silver cord, your spirit cord that's attached to the great creator, the divine consciousness. This field also suspends the celestial spheres with electromagnetic levitation. Electromagnetic levitation disproves gravity, because the only force you need to counter is the electromagnetic force, not gravity. The stars are attached to the firmament. Yeah. Yeah. I know. Yeah. So, yeah, we are part of a whole. Yeah, Tesla, he was a gift to humanity. One of these people that we are given from the creator to help improve our world. And unfortunately, just like what happened with many, he had a. Do you see that picture, that one of the last pictures where his cheeks are all sunken and it just looks awful? That breaks my heart. I don't have Twitter. I can't even log on to it because you need an account. Yeah. Yeah, there's different people that use these mysteries about the sacred secretion, about the Christ oil, and they use it in a negative fashion. They pervert it. They steal it. They try to, like, for instance, I'm going to warn you right now, this is one of the most psychologically messed up films you'll ever see, but it's a French film called Martyrs. Now, this is kind of what they're doing. They're trying to get the answers of God beyond the afterlife. I don't know if any of you've seen this, but that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. They will do whatever possible to get this power for themselves. Yeah. And where our aether is stored now is nearest to the root chakra, and your root chakra is by your bum. So that's why they have a lot of that going on. Yeah. That's what it is about with the energy parasite ways, siphoning energy off of people. Well, your root chakra is right next to your bum. And that's because where we are with the aether, it's at a lower, it waxes and wanes. So sometimes it's very strong, like it was when I was last here, and then it lessens like it is here in the Kali Yuga. There's a lot of things. I think the most thing that calcifies the pineal gland is ignoring it, is not using it, is not using your imagination, not following your intuition. I mean, of course, you can always eat healthy and drink green tea and stay away from fluoride, But I mean, I've done both. I've gone completely non-chemical, using coconut oil and baking soda for toothpaste, and making my own shampoos. And honestly, I don't see much of a difference. So it's whatever works for you, whatever makes you happiest. But I think what deters people from actually reaching their goals is being told, well, you can't get there this way. Like if you smoke cigarettes, you're never going to evolve. If you do this, you're never going to evolve. I mean, there's certain things that you need to do for your body and be healthy to take care of your physical vessel, you know? Well, I forget who it was that said this, but somebody said that the bush that was on fire, the burning bush, was actually a marijuana bush. And that was how this fella heard the voice of God. It really was, but that's how he connected to this. But also, fire is energy in its most positive form. It was you, John, wasn't it? Yeah. See, I remember. I just can't remember who's all said it. Yeah. But I mean, like, it's it's true. Like, this is how you get to see these higher dimensions. Sometimes marijuana can be a little bit of an aid for that, because like it takes away these things that anchor you into this realm so deeply, especially with just even the thought process that those things don't exist, which keeps you away from it. No, it's not about being twisted. There's just a science to everything. God was the greatest philosopher, the divine creator, however you want to identify, the greatest philosopher, the greatest scientist, the greatest mathematician, the greatest creator. So there's a formula for all things. That's why the body's called the temple and this is the throne. And I mean, there's some really freaking cool stuff, to sit on the throne and the throne of God and stuff like that. The Christ head. There's some really, really cool shit that you can learn that'll help a lot of people that do read the Bible, that are a person of faith. I mean, it's not blasphemous or taboo or evil. I mean, this is what Jesus wants you to know. This is what they spoke weird and funny back then, and cryptically and poetically. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of reference in the Bible that has to do with our own bodies. Like I was saying about the living waters. Jesus promises living waters. That's what that is. The sacred secretion in the spine, it helps regenerate you. This is how he rose in his spirit body 3 days later. That's what that means. That's right. Yeah. And I mean, it does. It's not easy. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, wholly acceptable unto God. So it's also about balance, you know. I'm not an expert at it, but I'm telling you, it is the coolest stuff that I've ever gotten into in my life. It makes things make sense. God's not a magician. There's a formula. The whole universe is made up like that. Just like our bodies, down to the atoms and ions and electrons, you know, carbon being 666, for our creation. And we start in the dark as a beast, Technically, we are the beast. The body is the beast. But we are moving up like Jacob's ladder or a stairway up to the higher dimensions, like the stairway to heaven. Yeah, balance and self-control, you know? Like I really have to work on feeding my physical vessel and taking care of my physical vessel, and stuff like that. Because I have a hard time even just remembering, hey, I got to make something to eat, things like that. And so no one's perfect, but the point is to not give up and keep trying to unite this stuff all together. Oh, you don't have to thank me for that, William. That's my pleasure. That brings me a lot of joy. My job, I love working with those children. They're amazing. Well, I think the Antichrist is like this agenda where they're saying that aliens created God completely and then, it's this and that. There definitely is this agenda to hide the supreme being and the creator. And that's a shame because it hides this information that I'm telling you here about the Christ oil. They do not want people to access this and to really understand how it works so they can make it work. And there's information out there purposely to keep you away from it. And it's ridiculous. That's why, it's been, thanks, Gladiator. It's been such a slow process, No one's attained it that we know of since Simon Toko. Look what they did to him. So here, let me do this. I'll read you the Bible quotes that I used for my book because they're very interesting. And then we're going to go because I'm tired as heck and I want to go to sleep. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this. I put my heart and soul into it. And it's an awakening tool to help other people look within themselves. Like it is about me, stories about me and stuff, but it's for the purpose. Like you will read these stories and probably go, "Oh my God, I had a dream like this." But if you remember them, write them down right then because you might forget again, like me. Okay, no shame, not judging you. Okay, John 7:37-39. Whoever believes in me, as the scripture has said, out of his heart will flow the rivers of living water. So you won't be able to hide the secret of the sacred secretion. It will come from your heart. You'll want other people to know. Whoever believes in me, as scripture said, rivers of living water will flow from within them. Because the teacher can be different. I'm pretty sure, the Christ is the strongest power, as it says in my initiation as well. But it flows from within you because it comes up the spine. It flows through the spine, the sacred secretion, the Christ oil. On the last and greatest day of the festival, Jesus stood and said in a loud voice, "Let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink the living waters." This is how he was able to heal. The Essenes were able to regenerate, use healing powers. Technically, Jesus was a Reiki master of energy, chi, life force, vril manipulation. That's how he turned water into wine, instant manifestation. This is how he walked on water. But there were other people who reached this level, like some of these beings that you hear, these extraterrestrials that can teleport, biolocate, even use the UFOs. This is almost the same type of, it's lower, I believe, than Jesus was, but because I heard this many times in the past, but you don't want the ones that show up in the UFOs. You want the ones that can teleport and biolocate on their own. So it says, John 4:10. If you knew the gift of God and who it is that asks you for a drink, you would have asked him and he would have given you living water. So then there's another one, Job 29:6. When I washed my steps with butter, the rock poured me out rivers of oil. Your steps, this latter steps of ascension, the oil pours out. That's the sacred secretion. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. The waters of life, the life giver, the Father, the Son. So when he says, I am the Son of God, right? It's not S-O-N, S-U-N. The throne of God is the head. The temple is the body. The uniting of the left and right brain, which is the red and blue, which is your dark and light union. In union, that completes the what's that called? The serpent crown, which is your two flames in union together, working as one. And that has to do with the nitrogen and oxygen and your spirit and body merge. Okay. So it doesn't tell you everything about this in here. So, but like, I mean, I don't want to ruin everything or going through like a lot of the stuff that's in this book, but it gives you a lot of key points, stuff that you can look up, information points about how, like, there's hemisync that's there. The nitric oxide ionizes the CFS. So basically, like I was saying about the NOS supercharging it, like in the Fast and the Furious, so they put that shit in their cars. Yeah. And that's what gives you your superpowers. Okay. So, yeah. And then the next part, it goes on to the infinite earth plane and all of that. That fucking watermark is back. It wasn't there just a minute ago. I don't understand. It's because of that stupid trial version. What am I even using to open this thing? Okay, everybody. Getting rid of it. But yeah. Oh, why is my screen black? Oh. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I hope that you enjoy my book. Well, the fascination with gold is just like how we all want to attain enlightenment. And gold is at the highest point of the chakra. We all have different minerals associated with different chakras. And lead is at the bottom and gold is at the top. That's why we're turning our lead into gold. And it has to do with those steps about Jacob's ladder, reaching the stairway to heaven, the higher dimensions. Thank you, Peter. Sleep well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Forgive and you shall. Yeah, it's just like do unto others, you'd have them do unto you. So as much as you need to be forgiven, you need to forgive others just as much. I mean, trust me, I know, because I had to forgive my parents and all of that. Yeah. You're welcome, nobody. Good night, Letitia. Thank you very much for being here, everybody. I appreciate it. Well, the only reason why I can't sign them, John, is because they'll be printed from the Amazon warehouse closest to you. Yeah, but one day, if there's ever, some event where I'm there, you're more than welcome to come and I will sign the book. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yes, the power of forgiveness is very powerful. Yeah. So, but it also, you have to give that to yourself, right? And if forgiveness is for yourself, so like, I'm not going to go and make contact with my old family, but I forgive, I understand, and I've forgiven, but I don't want them back in my life. And that's okay to do. Well, it doesn't have to be lonely following Jesus. And I think that to truly follow Jesus is to follow in his exact footsteps. and raise your Christ oil and your sacred secretion to become just like him. Yeah, and forgive your higher self, like that future self, which is your subconscious. Your deepest subconscious level is like your future self that knows everything and all that. Yeah, so forgive that too, because damn, like I know we've all been like, how could I have asked for this? But really, this life and everything in it has given me exactly what I wanted, the ability to become a superhero, which, that's what they call them in Secret Teachings of the Ages, that there's a group of superheroes. I was thrilled. That's why I liked Manly P. Hall so much, because we had these things in common. Yeah, like I was saying, yeah, you got to give all the love and forgiveness that you give out to even people that hurt you. Like I spent 14 years loving a dude that didn't love me back. But then I realized that all that love is inside of me. It didn't come from anybody else. That came from within me, all of that. So I started to give that to myself and people who truly deserve it, like, my kitty cats and, people that show me. I mean, of course, you can unconditionally love everybody, but I mean at a personal level. Thank you, David. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Okay. So, yeah. I hope you all are well. I've had a great day. And I'm really glad that we got to talk about this. Whoops, there's my headband. Forgot about that. And I don't know, when I get, thanks, Cosmic Beat. When I get a new copy of the book, like I said, the book should be live. Let me check it one more time before I go. No, still not yet. By the morning. I would assume by the morning. So I'll post it. Thank you very much. Yeah, your hair, yes, your hair grows because of your energy too. That'll show you that in Sailor Moon Crystal, the new version of Sailor Moon. And that's why her hair is so long too, right? It has to do with your inner power. That actually happens to Goku in Dragon Ball Z as well. His hair grows, but that's why, because his power has increased. And what I was saying, like, TV shows will show you about this a little bit, bits and pieces. Of course, some stuff would be fiction and the little bits and pieces of truth, just like, Thanks, Gladiator. No problem. Yeah, sometimes those certain jabs can do that to people and change what's going on within us. That's why I haven't taken anything for the flu or whatever. Yeah. Well, I put the information about Sailor Moon in my Sailor Moon community post, and I post where you can watch it for free and everything. Sailor Moon Crystal is much shorter, and it's a lot more like the manga. So there's that. But the original Sailor Moon is 200 episodes. No, that's not true. My hair grows continuously. I used to have hair in a bob shortcut when I was really young because I was in the musical Chicago. And so I cut my hair and dyed it black. So, well, I think there's a bunch of factors about men being bald: stress, diet, all of those things, genetics. Yeah, I know it isn't easy about forgiveness. Like, you know, even some of these evil, terrible people we've heard about, but it's not your life, it's not your karma, you know. Unless you do have superpowers, you can't do anything about it anyway. I love Jean-Luc Picard, yeah. He was a great captain. Oh, well, there is one remedy that you can use to stimulate the hair follicles on the head, a hair treatment that I know of for men. Women can use it too. But I actually clicked on this guy's video. He was talking about male pattern baldness. And you can use a combination. Now look this up before you do. But it's rosemary essential oil, peppermint with a carrier oil like castor oil. You would need food grade castor oil with those two things. Now, I might be able to find the absolute or the correct recipe for it. But what you do is you massage it onto your hands and massage it into your scalp to increase circulation. A scalp massage, okay? And that can help regrow and re-stimulate your hair. There's different things about it, though. Testosterone loss, things like that as well. It's true. Yeah. I wouldn't be here in this life if I didn't change my heart from my last life, even in my last moments alive. So I talk about that in my book as well, about how I ended up here and, how I used my powers for things I wasn't supposed to, and that's why I lost them. And it's been extraordinarily hard to remember it and not be able to do those things anymore. But it got me to realize that my greatest superpower anyway, excuse me, is my heart, or my heart, mind, and my soul that the Creator gave me. Yeah. Sometimes if it's too high, that'll cause baldness as well. Too high of testosterone. No, you're not cursed if you go bald. You probably just have a really hard job and you're stressed as fuck. Yes, I am live right now. Live. Yeah. So I can see all your comments live. That's okay. You don't need to apologize. I didn't notice. Hi, Adam. Are you freaking out right now? I didn't see what you did or said, so it's okay. Yeah. I mean, it's not easy, to let go of all these things, to realize that you don't have any enemies, that there aren't really any evil people. I know it's hard to do, but yeah, to let it go. Yes, well, that's a good thing if your hair grows fast. Your power, you can channel that energy into something else, I'm sure. Something that's healthy that you can use to create. Like maybe you should write a book and put it out like I've done, Okay, everybody, that's 2.5 hours. And I said I was only going to do an hour and a half when I first sat down to myself. So I really appreciate you being here and I'm really grateful. Thank you very much. It's been wonderful hanging out. And I will post the link as soon as it's live. I was disappointed more earlier, but now I'm just too tired to be any more disappointed that, I couldn't give this. And I actually made a hardcover, which is different than this cover, just in case you don't feel comfortable with the Asura on the cover. This is a more professional, how I feel like the other cover that I created, but I couldn't upload it. I couldn't get it to go at all. So we're going to have to wait for that version. It's a couple more dollars in price. So, but this one here, and I mean, a lot of people, like I said before, they get caught up on the Asura, but they don't recognize the gateway behind him. They get too caught up with him, but it's what's behind him that counts. Awesome. Okay. What did it say about my channel monetize? No, he's not scary. I mean, he can be, but they can all choose, they can choose how to behave. No, I don't do the channel monetization thing, because then there'll be like 50 ads on my videos, and that gets annoying for me. So you don't need to cry, Adam. It's fine. Tears are made to fall. Why did I do something? Oh my God, don't cry. What did you do? I don't know why you're apologizing. It's okay. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, I don't do the channel monetization thing. Okay. Thanks, you guys. Aw, awesome, Steven. Thank you. I wish I could talk more and hang out with you guys for a little longer, but I'm just really tired. Huh. Okay. Thanks again, everyone. I'm glad everyone came out to see me, and thank you, everyone, for your kindness and your support. I really appreciate it. It's helped me a great deal. No problem. It's always a pleasure to see us. Thank you very much. Whew. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you. Good night. Take care. Sleep well. Pray before you go to sleep, just for your own protection, any way that you want, to the Creator. That way you won't run into those entities. Good night. Bye.